So we need to do our part.
For sure. So I would say, I don't think Brandon's familiar at all with what he's playing against. If he were familiar with what he's playing against, I would favor white-blue control. But with him being, him not knowing what the deck really looks like, I'd say it's a 50-50. I mean, he has the tools for sure, but his decisions and his mulligans are going to play a huge role here, and a couple of slip-ups could mean a lot, So,
So John, you and I are going to play some Magic after this shindig tonight.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. We could play the Ogmoth deck, which is obvious.
Yeah, we got it. It's over here. Yeah.
All right, we got the deck list. I was also thinking there's a... I know you hate dudes, but there's an aspiring spikeless, which is the band... he didn't play it anymore, but it's the fucking Bant deck.
No, I mean, I'm down for... I've been playing ephemerate shit for years.
Bant Soul Herder. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that deck would be fun to play as well.
Yeah. So we should get the list. Oh, here's the thing. He's doing the thing. Oh my god, he's done the thing.
Oh.
So, there's been decks in Magic history.
Which two do you take here? Do you take the Prismatic and he's taking the two blue spells.
I think that's fine. I think the Prismatic
But as we saw earlier tonight, that Prismatic is an answer to this grief before it kills you.
Hypothetically, if it shakes out that way, but I think
if he's got another one, then it...
The other things are direct, actual action, no matter what. The Prismatic is
Here's a question. If you had a grief in hand and a black card, but you didn't have a way to scam it into play, would you 2-for-1 yourself to get rid of that Prismatic right now? Or, I guess you could always wait a turn or whatever. But
for that deck, no.
Is that a thought you would have?
For that deck, I wouldn't worry about it. That deck doesn't... This deck doesn't need to care about it. The Prismatic is so awkward, it's so specific.
The thing, my whole point, though, is this grief is not lethal on this board right now, knowing that the Prismatic is in hand. Sure. So if you have a way to remove the Prismatic... That is
assuming your opponent has 4 different colors and will adequately seek those 4 colors.
Well, it seems likely. He has another land, so all he has to do is draw a land the next 2 turns. Okay, sure. Here's a Thoughtseize, so it's all moot. Mm. Okay, well, he's got Solitude in hand, so this is easy, right? You just pitch one to the other, and you've got a land in play, and things are going pretty well for Fabio.
Yeah. Now, it's getting both of these decks on the same playing field. It's putting them on the same footing, to where they're both operating with just the top of their decks. And with operating the tops of the decks, I do favor the white-blue deck absolutely in that scenario.
For those of you at home that do not know Fabio, he is, your mom probably has a romance novel around the house with some big buff blonde dude with flowing hair. That's Fabio. Our version also has a beautiful black beard. Yeah.
He has a nice beard, minus the other.
Yeah, he doesn't have any of the other stuff either. But
the beard could compensate.
It's a nice looking beard.
Yeah, hey, dude. For a lot of chicks, a beard might make the difference. So.
It might. They like the tickling on the inner thigh.
So here's the Blood Moon. See, drum kit needs to be in here. I could have ran over there and did the fucking 1-2. It would have been fantastic.
That wasn't a 1-2 moment. That was gold.
No, that's a fucking single hit on the tom moment.
You're right.
That's a floor tom. Yeah. Drop the fucking mic.
He's set up, dude. Let's put him on some milk crates. Who gives a fuck?
I need pieces. Anybody want to donate some drum hardware to
I gotta tell you, man,
John
Blood
Brown
Moon has looked really good in Tom's deck tonight, and it's fucking gold here.
It's gold here.
Blood Moon resolves, and he just wins the game, I think.
My deck had an out. But yeah, there's
all right, John. All right,
it did. It fucking did. It covered the mana. I'm just saying. My shit. Don't worry. My deck building is shit. I'm a bad player.
Oh my god! What has happened to you? We're good.
It's true.
We're good.
So here's this thing. He's not breaking any mirrors. He's not breaking any mirrors because he has no creatures. So that's not doing anything except making a 2/2. which is a good 2/2. And
This 2/2 is legit, dude.
Since Fabio is locked out of the game thanks to Blood
he has
Moon,
no cards in hand? Because, I mean...
One card.
All right. So he's also going to draw a card next turn, so this is a potential rebuy.
You're going to draw 1 and then loot 2. It's an interesting card. It's an interesting card.
It's a good card. It's just there's another card that gives you more.
So
this card, if you do the whole thing, this card is better.
I think
than the Pyromancer. The problem is this has to stay in play for 3 turns.
I think I just figured it out. How you play that card is to make it. There's now a package in Modern, and that package is 3 seasoned and 3 of that thing.
Okay.
Just the same as there's
it's good. If you flip it, it's really good with seasoned Pyromancer.
Just the same as there's a Stoneforge package. I'm calling for a new package, and that package is 3 and 3 of that.
Boom.
If you're playing red, do that. And then you're just fucking in business.
Yeah.
You're just in business. All right, another double up Blood Moon. That's what we call a redundancy, folks.
At this point, I'm not very worried about my opponent ever getting rid of Blood Moon with just 3 mountains.
Oh, he's not doing.
I might save a Blood Moon for a Pyromancer, just so I can get an extra.
If he has more than 2, he should not play another. Like it's whatever here.
You would have to. The only way you're losing 1 is if your opponent gets planes off the top and march. And I guess that maybe that's something you're thinking about.
It is a thing. It could happen.
It is a thing.
I mean, it is a real thing. Yeah. Like it is a thing.
That's a specific have and draw.
Yeah. No, it is.
You're probably right. Maybe the second copy just means that there's no way you can lose.
Well, I mean, you pitch.
It's right. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the second copy is fine. Past the second copy.
I just hate Blood Moon. I don't even hate it for the reason Chris hates it. I just think it's just kind of like it's kind of a non-skill card.
Yeah. No, it is. It is.
Like that sounds like a bad.
No, so the thing is,
it's not necessarily a bad thing. It takes very little skill to.
The thing is, I would say that it is a degree necessary in the game that we play.
Yeah,
it serves exactly its purpose.
100% better in the Jund Saga deck because the fact that it makes treasures.
That off.
This thing always makes treasures. He's already got 2.
Yeah, and so he's going to buy this back and get another treasure after he gets the token off of this thing coming back into play when it attacks.
All right, so this is going to come back into play with a 1/1 counter on it. I believe that's what it says, and then
I think so.
He's also going to get to make another 2/2.
I don't know if it matters if it came back with a.
It does because once it. Well, wait. Does it exile itself?
That's the thing that makes it maybe not.
If it exiles itself, that's not as. But if it just, it's the same thing. Okay, it is exile it, so it's going to lose the 1/1 counter when it comes back. Yeah. So that doesn't really matter. But he does make another 2/2 that makes treasure. This is why it's so good in this Jund Saga deck, because if you make a construct and you've already got you got a dude that's just making you treasures, and then you copy the construct, it just wins out of nowhere. And so I'm actually a really huge fan of the Jund Saga deck. It represents a shit ton of
power.
Maybe that's a deck we should play.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Jund Saga, that'd be interesting.
Dude, sagas are...
Let's play the deck that beat Isaiah.
Yeah, I'm down.
We could just play that, like run that list. I'd be down for
and
that.
With decks like that, there's wiggle room too for like...
Although it is a red 6 deck, which feels kind of dirty.
Why didn't that deck play that card?
What?
The fucking Idetsugu consumes all. Maybe it did. Did it not?
It didn't need to. Dude, that deck was... Dude... If you
that could be that should be.
Did you actually look at the list that Isaiah?
I didn't look at the list. No,
dude, dude. I love it. It's got a bunch of 1-ofs.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's got a bunch of badass like K Command is a 1-of.
This seems really bad for Brandon.
The new charm. What is it? Maestro's charm? No, not my.
A 1-of Maestro.
Riveteer's charm. Yeah.
All right, going on to game 2. Tom got there fairly handily. Mopped that up with just a kind of stupid board. Blood Moon did Blood Moon things, and I think that match was very heavily influenced by Blood Moon's presence. Because what he was doing was not necessarily just like uberly powerful and definitively game winning. It was Blood Moon stopping interaction from Brandon that made that game what it was.
Sometimes you play and it just wins.
So what I hope to see
it's a zero skill card, but I have played it before.
It works.
I feel like I'm the worst Blood Moon player in the world because I don't value the card highly enough to.
Did he take out 2 griefs? Is that what I just saw? Or no, that's from the sideboard. He's got 2 things that he picked from the sideboard. All right.
Right back.
Yep. What else are you thinking about here, Tom? Surgical is interesting. I think that's just kind of an extra value thing. Because he didn't see anything he was worried about. But I don't hate doing that. It is Sugu. Yeah, that's a good cut. Let's go ahead and do that. I appreciate that. It's doing very minimum work here. Yeah, no, leave that alone. Brandon is thinking... Yeah... I was talking about cutting Prismatic from my deck earlier, so it makes an amount of sense. Wandering Emperor... I actually think the Wandering Emperor is fine. I think you could have left that in. I think another Prismatic... Oh, no. You don't want to cut Solitudes. Fire and Ice is an okay cut. Trimming a Memory Deluge. Yeah, fair enough. Huh? Is it?
Just like immediately.
I've been doing that at home, and that hadn't seemed to come up, but
something to spray or
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll figure it out.
All right. So, what do you think here, John?
That's what I was just talking about. I was talking about sideboard decisions. I think Brandon may be overboarding. Overboarding, maybe.
Have we seen this
bit.
from him before?
Huh?
I like Fabio, man.
So he cut a Prismatic, which was fine, but he cut a Wandering Emperor, which I feel like, while it is slower, it is a decent answer to a lot of the things that's happening in this deck. So I feel like leaving that alone.
It's just so hard if you're thinking about a deck that's going to try to rip your hand apart really quickly, like.
Right. I mean, so the thing is, though,
you just need to be able to top deck well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everything he has in play is turning sideways, and that's why I think the Wandering Emperor wouldn't be that terrible of a keep in, because like if you did rip it off the top, his shit's sideways. If he has something, he's attacking with it, and it's gonna answer that. The Shadow guy has to attack. The Evoke creatures, if they're in play, they're attacking, and then you can also start putting up bodies to deal with a number of them. And I think he was just in the trim mode, and that's perfectly fair. I think when you don't know exactly what to do with sideboard.
My match ended really quick.
Yeah. Isaiah in the booth.
Yeah, Mike just couldn't deal with flying, and I had the answer every time.
Yeah.
It's actually my dream that round 2 be a matchup between somebody we have on now and Isaiah playing that mono blue deck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'd like to see this matchup. So
what matchup?
If you play Tom next, you're gonna be on camera.
Oh, Scam versus Mono Blue. I don't know how that's gonna go.
You got some interaction for it.
I think some of the numbers.
You don't play enough counterspells in your sideboard for a mono blue deck.
Yeah, the numbers in that deck need to be looked at, but
there's a lot of counters though.
No mystical dispute. Like I think you need.
No, that's when I was like surprised I didn't see on the list.
I figured you have like 3 of those.
What was your results for 6?
2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, I lost to Kyle's deck. Oh yeah, I don't have any kill spells.
Yeah.
Like I got Dismember, but that feels terrible against
They just go super wide. Yeah, no, that's pretty rough.
And then I have Graveyard Hate in my sideboard, but it's like.
He's still just going wide. Like you're doing both. He's going wide and he has graveyard stuff.
The living in deck with the cryptic commands.
Yeah.
That looks pretty. I hate that there's only 3 living ends in the main. Like I hate that.
But the cryptics.
Yeah, the cryptics are kind of cool.
I like the switching gears.
What was the other one that was like weird in this list? Oh, Archfiend of Ifnirs.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Two Waker waves and 2. I think that's a little cute.
I think that doesn't do.
I mean, the Archfiends are flyers, though. So
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but the whale finds you your thing.
The deck doesn't-
out of your hand, and
The deck doesn't need evasion. That's the whole
and
point.
it does give
doesn't
everything
need
one in the
evasion.
like -1 in the front. Like,
Dude, I was going through my foils box and I found a couple foil whales.
so
Nice.
And I'm like, these are kind of worth a little bit right now.
right before
Whales are
the
dope.
SCG event that you top 8'd, Tom Book sent me a text and said, like, it was like the night before, and he's like, dude, slap some kids with your whale for me tomorrow. So he knows. Living in slapping kids with whales.
No more turtles.
The whale is a good
All right,
card.
back to Rakdos Scam and Fabio's Blue W.
Oh, I guess like the scam deck wins really easily if he gets the grief start.
That's what the deck actually completely relies on. I would
What
have
I've
to
actually
say.
found tonight is I think it's just the best Blood Moon deck. He's gotten a lot of free wins with Blood Moon.
Yeah, oh, is there like main board moons?
Yeah.
Dude, moons are kind of
He
good
got-
against my deck.
He actually kind of got John's deck that way. Like there was one where we slowed it down just enough to kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I think-
moons affect
Did Patrick get
monocolored
that game
decks.
or not get that game?
Yeah. Huh?
The game, did he get that game where he slowed him down? Because he
Yeah.
got out of the Blood Moon stick. No, that
Yeah,
was
he
game
got-
1. That was game 1 that he got the Blood Moons
Yep.
down.
That's
yeah.
messed up. Blood moon decks affect monocolored decks more than 4-color.
Well, I mean, that's
It's
not
weird.
true. That's not true.
Well, Magic's in the weird. I know what he's getting at, and Magic is in the weird spot where that does come up.
How did John Parker do? I know he was playing rhinos, like 4-color rhinos or something like
I'm not sure.
I don't
that.
know.
He was doing the Urinos is what they call it.
No, I
Was
did
it
love
80
that
card?
living...
Yeah.
I love the
Ah,
fact that that
damn.
living deck just had the
Man, that
ability to
was
sideboard
80
into
card.
just like 3 cryptic commands and like just be a rhinos deck with cryptic commands. So they bring in their graveyard. Hey, I'm just gonna do rhinos now.
I've been saying that for a long time.
And it'd be pretty easy to do. You cut like the things that if you're not playing living in, a whole bunch of cyclers or
So, that's the thing, Nick.
you cut easily the 2 mana cyclers.
You swap Living In for the Rhinos, and then after that, since you're not doing that, it doesn't matter what you cut. You know?
Yeah.
Like, since you're off
I mean,
that
it
plan.
does. You want to get shitty cards that like.
Well,
you get a
yeah,
bunch of
but I'm
bad
just
cyclers.
like, the cyclers, you just pick whichever one
Do
you
you
doesn't
still
matter.
want grief? You still want grief if.
That's match dependent, I'd say.
I recognize the smell in here. I know it.
Told you.
I
Told
wake
you.
up every day to it.
Blaming
Well, then
Fabio.
then we can't do that again. You gotta put a foot on that.
Can't do it.
Not in here, no.
Oh, that's true. I've only ever done it once. And it was hilarious. I fell asleep.
We're getting a confession on commentary here.
Yeah, we're
Dude,
currently in Michigan.
why were you not at the last podcast?
That was when the day I was trying to go get my ID and social security card.
And you fucking
Okay.
failed, you're still not a real person.
Your
Hold
podcast
on,
appearance
hold
is
on.
going to mean less the longer we go.
I got birth certificate.
Says the Asian guy. Dot C's from that counter spell. See, I'm in the game.
Yeah, that's right. Didn't know my name had a E in it when it was, because they would always say
It had an
Zachariah.
E in it?
Well, no, not my middle name.
Oh,
Because
okay.
that's Isaiah Zachariah Abraham Mosier.
Oh.
It's not Zachariah. It
Oh,
has
you
an
got 2
E.
middle names too?
Yeah.
We're
So-
kin. I
so
also have 2 middle names.
It's Isaiah.
This is dynamite
Zachariah.
coverage.
I know.
Yeah,
You know, there's not much going on.
Yeah, it's
So
Rakdos
far.
Scammer. This is the typical 10 o'clock
you would
cover. This is
think
how
I
it
would know
goes.
Bible scripture.
I mean-
Tell
Ten
my name.
basics.
Present me, sirs, with more dynamic gameplay, and
See
I'll
what the hands
present
look like.
you with
I'm
good
on my
coverage.
left, so I gotta go watch the show.
That's a good idea. Do that. Yeah, I mean, it's just not that
He's
exciting.
got the Blood Moon. Not looking too great here.
For Brandon? Or for...
No, the Blood Moon not looking very
Oh, the
good.
Blood Moon? Yeah, no.
The
No, no,
opponent
no,
already
no.
has the 2 basics, so if you give him a mountain, he probably has a way to remove it.
For this
He's
deck-
got the grief. What's he gonna go for? Is he gonna go for the scam here? I think he's going for the Blood Moon.
Grief scamp. The
Try to get a
Blood,
counterspell
Blood
out of
Moon
hand.
is safe. I think Blood Moon is safe. Do the Blood Moon.
It's just gonna get ending. Nope.
I
Oh,
don't-
Tom, I like saving that guy.
like that. Yeah, I don't like that at all. If
Although
you're not kicking that dude,
although he does have a grief, so he's going to be able to trigger it once. And you have to
Okay,
figure
no,
that
that's
this
fair.
resolves.
That's fair. With
If this resolves, Fabio doesn't have any way to kill
it's
this.
resolving. No, actually, I didn't think about with the grief
Like-
play in hand. That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, so like Fabio has no way to kill this, right? Like it has pro white. Is anything in
Sweeper.
blue white kill this?
Sweeper. It is Supremer
sweeper.
Bust
So
at this point. It's Supremer Bust.
Okay.
That's what that card
Wait.
creates.
Why does it have 2 counters on it?
I don't know why it has 2 counters on it. Only one card was discarded, right?
Is it whenever a player discard?
I thought it was opponent. Let me see.
Yeah, I feel like that's not right.
You want to go interject?
Yeah, I'll take a look.
All right, I'm gonna look up this card real quick. All right, Destin is interjecting. Stick at rock. When an opponent discards a card. Okay, so no trigger off his own discard. So that's not a thing. Discussing this right now. We must have missed a card being discarded in our banter. We apologize for any misses, you know. We do the best we can while trying to maintain fun
John Brown,
coverage.
we missed the scam.
We
there,
missed-
there was a scam.
There was a scam. Okay.
Yeah, there was a scam. So yeah, the grief that's in play now was the scam, and so that was the 2
Oh,
discards.
that's true. Okay, then Brandon is like just straight fucked.
Oh yeah, Brandon's very dead.
He's
very
super-
dead.
he is super fucked.
It's not ideal for Brandon. He should cycle this thing.
Super fucked for Fabio. He is not looking good.
This card is like so good, man.
Torok?
I love it.
Oh, he's a house,
It's
dude.
one of my favorite cards ever. You have to be super black. I feel like it wants to be like a sideboard card in a Grixis deck, but
It is mostly a sideboard card. I mean, it's a sideboard card. You're not going to play this thing in your main unless you're playing some weird rack type thing.
it really wants to be in a blue-black deck. And here's the problem, John. They need to give blue-black a K command that doesn't require a red. That's really what I need to be.
So they need a
optimal.
Salumgar's command that's cheaper.
Yeah, I like to return in a creature.
If you take Salumgar's command and make that cost 3 or 4, 3 that card's all fucking day. That card's played. If that card costs 2 less, that is the card exactly that you need. I think it does the things that you need.
I think I want it to be like 2 modes, blue-black, mana tithe, or return a creature.
Salumgar's command does those things. Yeah.
It does mana. No, it does
It
negate.
just-
It's 5 mana.
Okay, negate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you're a 3 mana negate, and it bounces, it kills a planeswalker and bounces a creature.
Oh, so we're something that does 2 things. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was command that you got 4 off.
I mean, if it did a Hero's Downfall plus mana tithe plus return a creature.
Well, it'd be
maybe that's
mana
asking
leak.
too much.
No, it'd be mana leak. If it was
No, I think mana tithe is fine for this.
no, it could be a mana leak.
I feel like that card would be way too good. Here we are talking about cards that don't exist. How about cards that do exist? And Fabio's bringing a lot of them. Is this stuff? Yeah, he's cutting. What do you think about cutting the Chalice in this matchup?
Dude,
Just
I'm
cutting-
not a big fan of Chalice in mains. Like I get it for certain specific builds, but yeah, I don't think it has to line up perfectly.
With that one, like if he's gonna scam, he's gonna do it right away before you. Get a chance
before
to
you have a
challenge.
chance to challenge. Like
I
it doesn't-
100% agree.
no, the Chalice is
It's there for living end and Cascade decks.
this. Yeah, exactly. Or like aggressive red decks too, but this deck is none of those things.
Yep.
So it doesn't apply. Like there are reasons to have it in your main, but this deck is not one of them. So are they just done? Did we miss?
What is the meaning of this?
Did we miss what happened? I think we
I
missed.
assume that there's a piss break involved.
No, they're done. We misrepresented. We were wrong.
What happened?
Tom smoked.
It's just over.
It's over.
Did we not know it was round 2 again? Fuck. I'm the worst at this. All right, we're between rounds.
We're collectively the worst at this.
See ya.
So I hope it was entertaining, because that's what we're trying to deliver.
That's pretty bad. It's not the worst
I
we've
think
ever
our
done, but
banter
it was
was
close.
entertaining.
We'll be right back.